your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations, and what's actually happening in your body is all part of the same energy system. It's all part of the same continuum. So for example, you might have a thought, maybe a negative thought, and then you might have a negative feeling or emotion from it, and from that would be felt in your body, you know, as a sensation. You might feel a little bit of contraction or some kind of nervousness or anxiety, whatever it is, depending on the thought you had. And eventually these emotions become solidified into the body. So depending on the kind of your natural way of your sort of frequency, that is your normal frequency, will impact how your how your life is turning out, and secondly how you feel within your own body. Because everything is like, from the thought would be like the lightest aspect of it. Initially it's energy, and then your mind receives it as a thought. Your mind will capture a thought, and that would lead to a thought, an emotion or a feeling, and then sensations in your body, and then eventually, depending on the kind of thoughts and feelings that you have most of the time, it will lead to what's actually happening within your body. So for example, chronic disease will be like when you've lived maybe with certain beliefs that don't serve you, certain kinds of thought patterns that don't serve you. Maybe you spend time feeling anxious or fearful or guilty or shameful about things, and eventually these kind of things, they contract your energy field, they contract what is available to you. It's almost like if you were free flowing, more energy can pass through you. You have more resources, more insights available. But when you're like in the low energy states of guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, everything becomes more contracted. There's less resources available for you, and also to be aware what's manifesting in your life now, in your physical, in your body and in your life, is sometimes a result of what was happening a while ago. So it's like, it's not what's happening now, because as you move down the energetic continuum, from thoughts to emotions to sensations to physical matter and manifestations, it takes time. So the lower ones are obviously, you know, the heaviest, the densest part takes a while to manifest. Okay, so just to be aware of that. Things don't shift very quickly, but they can, but often they don't, because habitually we tend to stay at a sort of certain kind of energetic state. It's like a thermostat, you know, emotional thermostat. Where are you habitually based? Are you on, like, you know, the frequencies of love and gratitude and appreciation, or are you more on, like, you know, in the struggle and having to and working hard and all of those types of things? So just to be aware of that. And the reason I talk about emotions more than thoughts is that thoughts are very fast, they're fleeting, they happen, you know, we're not even aware of our thoughts a lot of the times, unless maybe when you're meditating and you're thinking, oh wow, my mind's very busy, it's always thinking. But rest of the time we are more able to catch our emotions. You're more able to detect your emotions because they're a little bit slower, they're a little bit more fluid, and you can feel them in your body. And sensations are just at slightly denser, slightly slower level. So maybe if you're meditating, if you're in tune with your body, you might be able to connect more with your physical sensations. And eventually the emotions that are unprocessed, or emotions that stay in the body, or your habitual, these will become the physical manifestations. You know, for example, illnesses or disease. Eventually that might happen, but it does take a long time. So it could be like, you know, chronic things can take a long time to manifest, but we can start to release them very quickly as we start to change our thoughts and our emotions. So the lower energy states are more disempowered. You have fewer resources available. you've got to see emotions as a continuum as well. Say, for example, if we just like thoughts, emotions, sensations, they can all be a continuum in terms of feeling really good to feeling not so good. So depending on where you are on that scale will decide how much energy you have available to you. The higher up you go, you're in a more expanded state. So the connections you're making are more empowering. The people you meet, the situations you have. It's more like having. Somebody mentioned this. It's more like looking for answers to questions rather than problems to solve. So when you're in the lower energy states, often there might be a lot of drama going on. There might be a lot of stuff that you have to deal with. You're less proactive but more reactive. And also, when you're in that kind of state, you also have fewer resources, your ability to find the right information might not be as strong. It's more of a struggle. Life feels more of a struggle. It's more tiring and more exhausting.